Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of the United States of America.
To the
and to the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 19th. Welcome to the Washingtonville Board of Trustees regular meeting. We have an agenda. I would like to really put off my announcements to later. Swearing in of a ZBA zoning board member for a 3-year term. Judge McKay spoke to him and he was honored. He said actually honored to do this. So welcome and thank you. Last week, Trustee Lodato and myself, I think it was last week, it could have been the week before, had an interview with Maureen DeVinco, who comes to us after serving how many years, Maureen, on the ZBA?
I think she's on mute,
You're on mute.
and so is Judge McKay.
That's okay. He could be on.
Thank you.
You're
Can you
Okay.
hear me now?
Hi,
Yes.
since 2011.
Okay. And it was a good interview. She brings a lot, Trustee Lodato and myself feels that she brings a lot to the zoning board, which is relatively new. You know, she would be the 4th member of the ZBA. And finally, after a couple of years of not having boards, we have 2 very good ones, the planning board as well as the ZBA. Trustee Lodato, you have anything that you want to add?
No, I thank Maureen for stepping up and for coming in for the interview and taking the time, and it was a great meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Letters had gone out to the 3 members whose term had expired. I think it was 3. And Maureen was the one that emailed me that she was still interested in sitting on the board. So Maureen, thank you for stepping up, just to echo Valerie's words. At this time, like to make a motion, and then we could ask Judge McKay to do the honorary swearing. Correct, Judge? Were you able to find out anything on?
Sure. I mean, this is a little unusual, right? I've never sworn anyone in remotely before. And I assume Maureen has never been sworn in remotely before.
No, I have not, Judge.
So Maureen, what's going to happen is this is basically a ceremonial swearing in. Due to COVID, there are certain restrictions. Those are the dog. Due to COVID, of course.
Did you bring your dog in the village hall?
No, I'm in my kitchen.
Wow, that's the nice poster you have behind you.
Yeah, I
You
know.
like that?
like
You
it.
like
Because you're
that?
at Village Hall.
I'm
put that-
sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
put the same one in Village Hall.
Getting
I
sassy.
apologize.
So
I
this
should
is
have my Sadie there.
this is a ceremonial swearing in. We will actually have to make an appointment to meet. You can come down to Village Hall. I'll meet you because there are 2 parts. Of course, there's the swearing in, but you do need to sign the oath book. So that can
Yes.
only be done in person.
Right.
So we'll do this tonight for all of our viewers at home. And then you and I will meet in Village Hall and you'll be able to sign the oath book so that you can officially start your term and conduct business for the ZBA.
That's fine.
Okay, does any member of the board have any questions regarding tonight's appointment?
No, I'm just curious.
Yes.
No, I'm good. But so who are the members that we currently have?
On the zoning, on the ZBA, it would be Denny Loza, Stephen Presser, and Janald. I don't,
Gerald Drayton.
yes, there you go. All right,
So it'll be 4 with Maureen.
it would be, yes.
Yes.
So at this time, I'd like to have someone make a motion.
I'll
I'll
make
make
a
the
motion.
motion.
Go ahead.
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Okay. So Val made the motion, second by trustee Kalor. Roll call, trustee Lodato,
Yes.
trustee Sampson,
Yes.
trustee Kalor,
Yes.
and Mayor Bucko, yes. Okay. Welcome, Maureen.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to working with you, and we look forward to having you share your knowledge with us.
I do as well.
Judge McKay, you're up.
Good evening, good evening, Maureen. Article 13, Section 1 of the New York State Constitution provides for the New York State Constitutional Oath of Office. So what I'd like you to do is, where are you? There you are. Okay, you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I Maureen DeVinco, do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Zoning Board of Appeals member
the duties of the the duties of the zoning appeals member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Maureen.
Thank you. Good to see you, Judge.
Good to see you.
Wow, I bet you never thought that would be said, huh?
Oh, I love Joe.
Thank you for volunteering, Maureen. I mean, today's day
Yes.
and age, it's so
You're
hard to
welcome,
get
honey. I
someone.
miss you.
Miss
I
you. I'll
miss
see you
you.
soon. My daughter's
Yes.
asking for some wings, so I'll see you real soon.
Anytime. I told you anytime I'll drive them to
Yes,
you.
best in the country.
Oh, I love
All right.
you.
We love
Okay,
them wings, girl.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
thank you,
Next
Judge.
time you have an in-house meeting, next time you have a regular meeting, I'll bring them down for all of you.
Oh, yes.
Have a good night, guys. Thank
You
you
too.
so much.
See you
Good
later.
night.
One question. Thursday
Yes.
night is our first meeting,
Um,
or am I?
yes,
It's not tomorrow?
John Terry, the code enforcer, will be contacting you tomorrow.
Okay.
It's,
fine.
he wasn't really sure of your email, but I'm gonna have
Okay.
to send to the same email that you sent me tonight.
That's fine.
Send you the packet tomorrow for,
Okay.
I believe it's
Perfect.
tomorrow night, the 20th.
I think it's
Perfect.
tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow night.
Oh,
Okay. Perfect.
Thursday.
And Maureen, if you could just call Trish at the court, and I'll get your cell phone or you get mine, and then we'll make an appointment to meet so you can sign the oath book.
Perfect. I'll do
Great.
that, Joe. Thanks
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll
Thank
be
you,
here.
Judge.
Judge.
I'll be here all week. Try the veal.
Okay. Love the sign. I want one.
I'm-
Oh.
I'm just impressed that you had that in your kitchen.
I know. It's awesome.
Thank you, Judge McKay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Have a
you.
good meeting.
Good night.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, moving right along. I'd like to make some announcements. JCO, our water operators, have finished reading the water meters. However, there are still meters that have gone unread for one reason or another. Could be a gate locked, cannot access the reader. There could be a dog on the loose. We will make every attempt over the next few days to read the meters rather than give an estimate. The last thing we want to do is estimate a water bill. The residents have to work with us on this. We are looking to send out the water bills by week's end with a due date of the 24th of February. We will be posting 2 full-time Department of Public Works positions within the next weeks. The positions will be properly advertised. We will be posting on our village Facebook, which also rolls over to the village webpage, as well in the Orange County Post. Right now, I think we're still finalizing the requirements, but last I see that Superintendent Martino might be on the line. I don't believe we're looking for CDL at this point for an applicant to have a CDL. Tonight will be the second presentation of our multi-fund, which is the general fund. I'd like to present our water and sewer budget on Thursday night of this week. Please feel free to email me any of your questions regarding this year's budget to mayor@washingtonville-ny.gov. All questions will be answered. I still have not been able to nail down a date for a special meeting with Delaware Engineering for their solutions on our water and sewer billing. I will post on the village Facebook page when this meeting will be held. I have been told not everyone has Facebook, but all of our Facebook postings roll over to our homepage. And if the time fits in, I will also put it into the Orange County Post. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. I'm going to share the screen. How do I did this last week, but I'm not.
Drop down at the bottom where it says stop recording, pause chat, participants, click on share screen.
Okay, I did, and host
Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
I thought I set it up so that it would allow you to video settings. Hold on, share screen. Hold on. It says, yeah, you should be able to. Okay, can you try now and see if it works?
No, every time I click OK, it disappears.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Share screen. It's saying enter full screen when a participant shares their screen. Maximize. Okay. Let's see, one more thing. Why is it not letting you share? Hold on one second. Huh. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Are you able to see what I have up there now?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Hold on, I'm going to get the techie.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. Please excuse our technical difficulties.
If anyone remembers Don Sutton of the Dodgers, I believe did he pitch for the Mets too? Rich, do you know, or the Yankees? Well,
I don't remember.
he passed away today.
Ooh.
I found it. I think I got it. Try now.
I thought she was on mute.
I just unmuted myself. Okay, I think I got it. Something like that. Yeah, it says allow participants to share screen chat.
How's that?
Yay.
Yay.
Woo!
Okay.
You're hired.
Thank you, Jefferson. Okay. We started this last week, and I'll go over the numbers that I have. I'm trying to being that everyone's picture's on the screen, I'm missing some notes, but
You can click that, minimize it, Joe. You can minimize the picture so it doesn't hide your screen. You can get rid of our faces.
Yeah.
there you go. All right. Okay. Looking at the A fund, which is the money that the village takes in, keeping next year budget 2021-2022 the same numbers. Now, the top, it might not be the interest in real property taxes. This was imposed or will be imposed on the people who did not pay their taxes by the County of Orange. As long as this number remains the same, okay, we're going to be okay. As you know, we had COVID and we lost some money with sales tax. And I'm hoping that the number that I put in there, and I'll show you further down, is a good number. We had budgeted for $1.2 million this year, up from $999,859 the year before. We felt that with the opening of Legoland, that this will bring us the $1.2 million. Then COVID hit us. So we lost a few dollars with sales tax. So we're hoping that the total amount that comes in is $884,667.57. The $884,000 will be, I'm guessing, I'm being conservative right now, that we will receive a check of $185,000. I think it will be a little bit more, but I can't tell for sure, so I would rather be low on this. Utility gross receipt, you can see that we lost some money from the year before, but we are proposing a $65,000 payment. Now, the utilities is Orange and Rockland. They send us a check 4 times per year. Franchises, we went back to last year of $119,000. Franchises is Spectrum. Hub in lieu of taxes, that's a pilot program that the village entered many years ago. That's Rocky Knoll and Rocky Point. Stonehill, again, a pilot program that the village entered years ago. $38,998 for taxes for them. Safety inspection fee of $30,000. Zoning fees and planning board fees, we're on the conservative side of $4,000. This year we reached $7,000. Children's recreation program, last year we didn't have any. Anyone who submitted payment with their application was refunded as soon as the board made the decision that there would not be any recreation programs. We have the numbers here. Interest and earnings, $2,000. What we will be doing is putting money into one of the accounts that we hold, where it is an interest-bearing account. So whatever money we get from that will help us down the line. Fines and forfeiture. Last year we proposed $98,000. We actually will be taking in $101,719. On the conservative side next year, because of everything that is going on with the state, $98,000. But I could see that climbing well over that also. Minus sales, this year we collected $13,440. Trustee Kalor was very instrumental in this. It's money that came from sales of just equipment that can't be used anymore by the village. We're dropping it down to $4,000. But again, that could climb. Scrap metal, $705 last year. In the fiscal year that we're in, down to $500. State shared revenue, that's the AIM money, aid in municipalities. CHIPS money, haven't received anything yet this year. Paperwork was filled out. So next year we're hoping at least 50, but I still think that we'll be getting something in this year's budget. Mortgage tax, we received $89,000, dropped it down to $80,000 for next year. We could be off a couple of dollars there also. Vern Allen grant. This is a grant that we filled out way back when. We've been going back and forth. Well, it was Assembly Schoolfist now. It's Senator Schoolfist. I'm hoping to meet with a representative of his office. I think we were planning on this week, but that has been moved to next week. Crystal Run, $30,000 is still out there for land that I really don't know that whole deal. So rather than just guess, I will find out for you and present it at the next meeting. Unclassified, or the permits. This year we brought in $155,000 from our building department. Next year we think it's going to be a little bit less, but I could see it being very much higher than 155. But again, I'm being conservative. The unclassified revenue, we received half of a payment that was in the agreement from one of the companies that the police department was dealing with. And we also received half payment for our police dog, Jax. Instead of 8,000, we received 4,000, and there were other unclassified revenues in that. Washingtonville Central School District, the SRO program, as you see here, it's always been $100,000. This year, we're looking at $61,000. Everyone knows what's going on there. Next year, we hope to bring that up to 100,000. So that brings us a total of the non-property taxes of $2,260,000, $218. And with the property tax up here, $3.5 million, that brings a total of, before I get there, we did, here it is, anticipate fourth quarter tax and other increases. We were in the negative of $337,821. Our departments, whether it be the police department or DPW, was very frugal this year in spending their budget, which I applaud them. I think we all should applaud them on this. It left us with $1.5 million left over unencumbered. So we have that money of unencumbered plus the $5.8 million brings us to $7.3 million for this year's proposed budget, which leaves us $290,000 in the black. So a lot of things we did without this year. So I applaud, like I said, Chief Sicaro and Chris Martino, the Superintendent of Department of Public Works, for their conservatism this year. The multi-fund budget, here are line items. The Village Hall, we had a total expense of $162,000. I'm just rounding down or rounding up. Municipal services, $51,000. Shared services, $308,000. Special items, $12,000. Law enforcement, $1.8 million. Public safety, $1,050. Sanitation, which is DEC projects, $26,000. Code enforcement, that's the building department, $98,000. Highways and streets, $520,000. Parks, $57,000. Youth recreation, we did have some payroll in there, $1,487. Culture, $900,000. Zoning and planning, nothing. Community environment, $74,000. Employee benefits, $1.5 million, and our debt service of $87,000. But with all of that, last year's budget was $6.6 million. We had a total monies used of $4.7 million, $4.8 million, with a $1.8 million in unencumbered monies. Any questions so far? You guys still there? I can't see you.
Yes.
Here, yes,
All
no
right.
questions.
Okay, I thought maybe you were sleeping or everyone went out. Okay.
Nope.
The Village Hall, as you see here, we are increasing everything, but it's still falling within our budget. Everything really comes back to these numbers here. All right, where, again, we're looking at our third year of no property tax increase from the Village of Washingtonville. The board has, I sent copies of this over today to everyone. You can see that it's increased. We could lower some of these numbers if we felt. I would rather not, to be honest with you. Now, a budget is really just numbers down on paper that this is what we should be spending, or this is what we could spend, and hopefully we don't spend it. If you look all the way down, to the municipal services, which is attorney, code of law, Village Hall website election, Blackboard Connect, that's our emergency telephone numbers that we send out in case there's an emergency. Shared services, special items, law enforcement, if any members of the board want to jump in, that's fine. Water's warm. Public safety. You see here, we could probably eliminate some of these numbers. Parking division equipment, parking division department supplies. Eliminate them from this line item and perhaps place them in other line items that just keep in reserve. Sanitation, like I said, is DEC projects. We spent $26,000 this year out of a $30,000 budget. We need to increase that because right now the DEC is very happy with what the Village of Washingtonville is doing and has done with our new wastewater plant, and they see all the work that the Department of Public Works is doing with manholes, having them inspected, fixing of catch basins, curbing, our infrastructure. So they've been extremely happy with what we're doing here. And I applaud Chris and his crew for that. The building inspector, as you can see, we only budgeted $58,000. And this I'd like to sit down with the board with. Right now, this is the expense that we've gone to, $98,000. We have two building inspectors, two awesome building inspectors who are on top of everything that this village is doing. And believe me, there's a lot of back paperwork that has to be completed. The state has more or less told us to start getting everything together. So we increased that to $104,000. Sit down with the board at a later time, perhaps making a full-time building inspector. This is Department of Public Works. It's under Highways and Streets. As you can see here, we didn't use a lot of this money that was here, okay, just because of what was happening around us. Utilities, I forgot to put utilities in there. I will be putting that in later on tonight. Parks, again, there was a lot of a lot of things that we never got to this year. So I guess we have a lot of catching up to do. All of the parks look great as the way they are, but they're getting old. The Village of Washingtonville playground equipment is getting old, so forth. So we need to reinvest into the Village of Washingtonville. Youth recreation, like I said, we only had the one or 2 weeks of payroll. We hope to bring that back to where it was last year. Keeping in mind that the youth rec program should not be costing the residents of the village any money. So if they take in $15,000, then they took in $1,500 more. So it's $1,500 back into the budget. So it's not to cost the village residents any money. Celebrations, hopefully we could get back to where we were last year, the year before. The zoning, community environment. Again, some slight increase on some items here. Employee benefits. Now, these are guesses. It's a guess of the state retirements. I plugged in last year's numbers for these here and still carried over the same numbers or increased the numbers here because we really don't know what's coming down from the state. Now, for the past 2 years, they've been the same. So it's really a guesstimate of what the state retirement is going to ask for. Social Security, Medicare, that's based off the salaries. So as you can see, we budgeted $255,000. The expense as of now is $144,525. There's a formula for that. We have 7 pay periods left in this fiscal year. Our fiscal year runs from March 1st to February 28th or 29th, depending on that year. So we have 7 pay periods left in our fiscal year. Workman's comp, a little bit less than we anticipated. Okay, we have to make, I believe it's one more payment for that. This is past employees. Okay, as you see here, some of the Medicare numbers had gone up. So we're left with a unencumbered balance of negative $434. I will be asking the board, I will be preparing for the board to make transfers within the budgets. So in other words, to make up this $434, maybe we take $434 from the medical insurance buyout that we have here of $8,000. So at the end of the fiscal year, all of the, there's not a negative in the unencumbered balance. As you can see here, the same thing with life insurance. Hospital and Medicare, and I'm sorry, medical insurance, $972,000. Guessing it's $985,000 next year. However, that could go up to $300 million. No one really knows. I don't think it would go that high, but it's something that we need to be aware of. Debt service, as you can see here, it increased tremendously. If you remember, we went out, we had a grant, and it still might come through, with when Senator Larkin was alive. It was an intermunicipal agreement between the Village of Washingtonville, Blooming Grove, and the Village of South Blooming Grove to buy a sweeper, street sweeper. We would be the custodians of that, and we would hire someone to operate the sweeper, whether it be full-time or part-time. And it would be leaving the Village of Washingtonville on a regular basis. And it had to be agreed on by all 3 municipalities. Well, never really got off the ground, but the Village of Washingtonville bought the sweeper anyway. And my conversation with, like I said, a representative from now Senator Skoufis's office, we could repurpose that grant. So instead of it being a intermunicipal agreement, that we could repurpose it where it's strictly a Village of Washingtonville grant. And we would be paying off the sweeper. But you see here, we bonded our street, our Decker, Smith Court, and Hayes Place from last year, curbing down at the Vern Allen area, as well as all of Decker, sidewalks, well, on Decker, where it was needed, sidewalks. So that's in this $175,000. Also, we have the Village Hall that's still out on a bond. You remember that Village Hall, the one in the center of the village, was knocked down after Hurricane Irene. They bought the building that we're in now, and they took out they bought, I believe, it for $1.5 million, and there was a lawsuit to the village for $1.1 million. So the building that we're in now has cost the village $2.1 million, which we still only have one floor being used. And that's the purpose of preparing ourselves to bring the police department over to the Village Hall, moving Village Hall offices that are downstairs on the first floor to the second floor, and moving the police department into the Village Hall. So we're able to use the whole building as opposed to just half of it. Any questions? You guys still there?
Still here, no questions.
Okay.
Not from me.
How do I get to faces again? Well, I can't.
Your view on the top right, there should be a tiny little,
Black box. Yeah, right there.
Hit this one. Show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Good. Thanks. Wow. And then I could just get you guys off again. Wow. All right. Any questions? Chief, any questions?
I'm good, Mayor.
We'll make an announcement at the next meeting, next work session. We'd like to schedule, I don't know if Louisa, Trustee Sampson scheduled a Zoom meeting for, I believe, Thursday
Thursday at 7.
Thursday at 7. Okay, for our water and sewer.
Yep.
And if anyone is out there listening, hopefully they heard the announcement of please email me with any questions. Maybe I'll just make a post on that. I can post this on the website or the Facebook also, if they have any questions. The only thing I really would like to know is their name and their address. You know, I don't think we need to, I'm sure someone in South Bend, Indiana might have a question on our budget, but I don't know if it needs to be answered.
Were there any questions from this presentation? When you did the presentation last week, did anyone send any questions?
No.
Okay, no questions. All right, I am going to post the link for the next meeting in the chat.
Okay.
Ta-da! So yeah,
This is Trustee Claude, 3 years, correct? No.
Yes, the third year.
no increase. Yeah, 3 years. I know that.
Now, we need to, now some people have said that, well, taxes did go up. They didn't go up from us. They went up from whether they had their house reassessed from the town of Blooming Grove. We do not do any assessments. I know the school is negotiating right now. If not, they might have reached an agreement with the teachers. I don't know what that increase will be. The library, I don't know what that is. I know the firehouse went up, what, 3.5%, if I'm not mistaken? Monell Firehouse?
Everything, I don't have it with me. Everything went up but one. I think the library might have went down just slightly.
Okay,
Everything else went up.
well, that's been closed, so it should go down.
Yeah. But everything else, yes, went up 2 to 3%.
Okay. So, I think this board is doing what we need to do. We all live here. We all have a stake here. I guess it's very easy just to make a budget very high and then spend everyone else's money. But I like the approach that we're taking, that their money is our money. And I don't want to pay anything. I don't want to pay any taxes. I don't want to pay anything for my water. I don't want to pay anything for my sewer. Then I woke up and I realized you have to. So the least amount of money that we have to pay, I know I'll be happy. All right. So Trustee Sampson, are you going to place it or you did?
Yep, it's in the group chat.
Okay. All right. Anybody, questions, comments? Everyone has a copy of this.
Yes.
I just sent you your budget. I will send Chris Martino his tomorrow. Okay. Well, actually, I could probably send it tonight. All right. If there's no questions.
Mr. Mayor, is the preliminary budget on the website, or would I be able to get a copy of it?
Who's that? Who's talking?
This is Joe McKay.
I could send you a copy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. If there's no questions, comments, someone want to make a motion to end the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, 7:43. Meeting has ended. Roll call.
Aye.
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 And aye. Okay. Very
Bye,
good.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Nice seeing everybody.
Same here.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
you.
Good
Thank
seeing
you.
everyone here. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.